Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Two Parents and a Podcast. Hi, Harrison.
Hello.
How's it going over there today? We're in our new studio.
I think today is going to be a great episode.
Okay, you guys. I think this new studio is so cute. Shout out Jules to pulling it together.
Thanks.
Great job. It's so surreal, like being at home and then just being like, we're going to walk to the studio and record. Except today we did drive. Yeah, it takes about 2 minutes to drive, 8 minutes to walk, I think.
Yeah, we're on a very, very tight schedule today.
Because we're taking family photos.
We're taking family photos. We're taking a flight. I've got a call after this, which gives a hard stop on recording.
So here's the thing. Here's why we're taking family photos. Do you want to know why? I'd
love to hear.
I ask my friends whenever I was pregnant, I ask a bunch of them, like, what's a piece of advice, like a non-traditional piece of advice you have? And I'll never forget what one of them said. And she said, do family photos the first year as often as you can. And I was like, why? And she was like, they're so little and it's such a sweet time, especially with the first one, that you're really going to want to capture those moments and those seasons of life. So I think back, because this will be our second time we've done it.
Third time?
Well, we did it pregnant.
No. We have the ones of Bubba right when she came out, where she's like kind of like on my arm and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And those been on the holiday cards.
Oh.
And then we had the ones of us walking down the street where
yes.
We're kind of holding her up. And then we have these ones.
And okay, so I'm so glad you said that. So she was so little in the first ones, and it was so foggy for me.
Yeah.
And the second ones, I remember I was like wearing the pink, felt a little bit more like myself, but I remember even those photos I wanted to get through fast because I was like, I still don't feel great. Like it was a lot going on. And now these today I'm so excited about because she's almost one and I really want, I want to timestamp this moment. And I'm ready for a new background. This has been my phone background. Oh, she was so little.
The thing that you love the family photos, and so because you love them, I love them.
They are so special.
Actually, it's a weird dynamic though because it's like we have given the quality of cell phone cameras. We have so many photos of her and us, and so I get like initially the kind of thought is like, well, we already have so many photos. Why do you need more? But I get because these are done professionally, they on a better camera, they do like stand out and they do kind of default to, all right, what gets framed, and you love them.
But we don't have a ton of photos of the three of us.
That's very true.
We have an obscene amount of you and Bubber. We have a good amount of me and Bubber, and we have a ton of just Bubber. But we don't have a ton of the three of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there's this like online thing where it's kind of like I looked through my husband's phone, or if you looked through my phone, you'd think... Yeah, if you looked through the girl's phone, you'd think she was just a single dad.
Yes.
But I went through yours the other day because I was trying to find some pics of the first year because I'm already like really emotional about it. You take a good amount of her and I.
Because you told me that you want me to take them.
They're candids.
Today I'm supposed to take one that goes on your grid because you like your outfit and you like how you look, and I think you look great and I think your outfit's great.
Well, I did my makeup, so I told Harrison on the way here, I said, take a photo of me at some point today, please. Because it's not every day that I get up and do my makeup.
It was great communication. On the way out the door, you're like, can you take a photo of me? And I took a quick photo. And then we got in the car and you looked at it. And you're like, okay, now I need to be very direct. I love my makeup. I like my outfit. Please put effort into the photo so I can put it on my grid. And I said, thank you for telling me exactly what you want.
Yeah, I realized...
Foolproof it for me.
Well, I realized the thing is, I can't expect you to read my mind. Like, I was like, hey, take a picture of me. And then you matched my energy. Like, I gave you like a half-ass, like, yo, take a photo of me. You gave me a half-ass photo. So then I realized, I'm sorry. Harrison, let me be how you are. Let me be very direct. Get a good photo of me with good lighting today, please. And then you're like, oh, yeah, I can do that.
Yep.
So that's the goal today. Okay, so today's...
I baited you and you didn't take the bait.
What was the bait?
I was like, today's going to be a great episode.
Oh, why do you think today's going to be a great episode?
Because I think that while I love recording, while we found great other studios to record at, I find that especially with these episodes of you and me, recording them like in our home space and the new studio now being the home space, like there's just a different comfort level to it.
Totally agree. I totally agree. It's cozy. It's familiar. There's also something to be said for showing up in your headspace and not having to deal with exterior factors. Knowing the camera angle's good, knowing the mics are here, knowing where you're sitting, not having to say hi to a bunch of people. It's just, hey, Jules, sit down, go. Like that is, you didn't have to go into any extra brain space there.
Yeah. Hey, Jules, how's your day? How's your day, Jules?
It's great.
It's great.
Prepping for some interviews I'm very excited about.
4 interviews.
Jules
in
is
the
coming
next
to
2
LA.
days. Yeah.
But Jules, so we have to take the flight to not have to. We get to take the flight tonight on Tuesday night, spend the night there, wake up there tomorrow. Jules is taking the flight on Wednesday morning, which I'm very jealous of. But we've had worse issues, obviously. And we have the bulkhead on the flight. Okay, Bubber's birthday. I want to talk about it a little bit because it's on the forefront of my mind.
Okay. We didn't do welcome to Two Parents in a Podcast.
Yes, we did. We do it every time.
Oh, I thought this was like kind of one of those situations where we were like talking before the episode and then we forgot to get into the episode.
Nope, we got right into the episode, but you're a little
Welcome to Two Parents in a Podcast.
You're a little distracted today, and I know that because you were on breakfast duty and Harrison brought me my eggs and turkey bacon with a spoon. And I looked at it and I thought, thank you. Like, number one, thank you so much. Number two, like, you're so, I can tell when you get a little distracted, and I loved it.
It's because we're doing the first housing project where I don't feel fully prepared.
Tell us about the housing project.
Well, it's just the other projects, the dimensions have been dialed. And this project, we're really just like, we're doing a little too much winging it off of a AI ChatGPT photo I made. So, and like we don't have, it's for the basement. It's like an entertainment center set up and like we don't have the actual TV there yet. And it just, the whole thing feels very by the hip, and I'm a little nervous. So I was running up and down, like we're taping, using wall tape to get a feel for how it would all look out, and I don't know. It's the first thing that like I don't feel fully confident that we're gonna crush.
So basically, to paint a larger picture for you, in the basement, one side of it is Harrison's man cave, as we call it. And he's got his big sectional couch, and he has a TV right now on the wall. And it's like it's a very wood feel down there. And what he wants to do is build out the whole wall to be like a bookshelf, like an encased TV with memorabilia and books and all that surrounding it. We can put up a photo of the AI photo. Basically, his guy came over. What's your guy's name? Jose? Jose came over, and Harrison just said, I don't have it taped off yet. So here's the photo.
And I don't have like the dimensions for you.
Get as close as you can. I kind of love that. You know what?
Just and I asked him, I was like, do you want me to do this and it'll probably delay things? Or do you want to like just run with it? He's like, I got you.
He's got it. I have full faith.
I just had an idea though that I'm going to save us a couple inches on something. Okay.
I do want to say, though, I think today's episode is going to be really good because we just have a lot to talk about. IRL stuff, parenting stuff, the male loneliness epidemic, which I think is probably like a big thing for people. And then robots carrying babies, etc. But Bubber's first birthday, I want to just touch on it for a second.
Okay.
Because I had a mental block with it. And now I don't have one anymore. I've released the mental block. I said, you want to do it. You keep thinking about it, but then you're talking yourself out of it. You're talking yourself into it. We're doing the birthday. I've got the theme picked, and I'm starting to book things. And I'm starting to pick the activities that are going to be at it. And I don't think I'm going to tell anybody what it is until I release it.
Perfect. I do love like the difference of like, I feel like one thing we do a lot of is just like allocating of, hey, you're on, you know, you have responsibility X, I have responsibility Y. So like back to like me taking the charge on the house renovations and like you clearly taking the charge on her birthday. Like I have a general idea of the direction we're going, but from what you just said, it sounds like a lot more has happened than I'm actually aware of. And like, I love that. Like I'm excited for you to run with this and and play out your vision. And then hopefully ask me when you like the way I asked you about the TV today, to like bring you in on the process, and hope you have some, make it feel like there's some dual ownership in it. I hope you do that too.
You want me to bring you in on, or you want me to surprise you too?
I like a bit of, well, I actually don't care.
If there's anything,
whatever's easiest for you, to be honest.
If there's anything I need a second opinion on, I will loop you in on it. But I kind of, I don't know, I'm torn.
I don't want to slow up the process.
No, but I do think it's cute if we both do it a bit. I don't know. We're going to have her birthday party on Saturday, but her real birthday's on Wednesday, and we're going to have just like a cute little home sweatpants celebration for her real birthday. So she can crawl and do all her favorite things.
And then Saturday, a little more oomph.
Well, Saturday we're going to include our friends, the community that loves Bubbers so much. I always said I probably won't have a first birthday party. Now I just look at that little girl and I'm like, you're having a birthday party. No gifts. No gifts allowed.
Other than stocks.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You get too many resumes and not enough candidates with the right skills or experience, which can be so frustrating, you guys, but not with ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter finds amazing candidates for you, and they do it fast, because when we're hiring, we want to do it quick and we want to do it effective. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Alex. ZipRecruiter's smart technology identifies top talent for you, and they do it quickly. Immediately after you post your job, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology starts showing you qualified people for it so quickly, so you're making the most of your time. Ditch the other hiring sites and let ZipRecruiter find what you're looking for, the needle in the haystack. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/Alex. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/Alex. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. I did want to say this. Speaking of you saying delegating tasks, I loved how I realized on the flight, and we're doing it again today, we have chief of flights.
Yes.
And it was so funny. I made a TikTok talking about how like Harrison's the head of today's flight, and you were in the background like on your phone. Just like, and like I had Bubber, but we hadn't taken off yet. And it was so funny. Some of the comments were like, wait, but he's on his phone. I was like, oh, the flight hasn't started yet.
That I felt like I was done I probably only see like 20% of your content. I felt like I was done so dirty on that. I had her so locked in on that flight. Games, eating.
The back row of the flight was free, okay, or open. Harrison took Tate to the back of the flight. I didn't see them once. Like, you handled her the entire time. And so that TikTok did do you dirty, but so let me right my wrong right here on the podcast. We hadn't taken off yet, which is why Bubba was crawling around my seat. I was giving Harrison 5 minutes of free time, and then for 4 hours.
Did I get roasted in the comments?
I didn't really look, but I thought the same.
I couldn't believe you did that to me.
Oh, sometimes I just post.
Well, sometimes you post. I can't believe you posted the bedroom before it was done. I just my jaw was on the floor. I was like, oh my God. Because the art hasn't come.
But the art has come. You're framing it.
I'm framing it. You didn't have the
I didn't have the frame TV
so
on the art.
We didn't get the plant in.
I'm a bit just the fire in the hole kind of gal.
In my favorite video, when Alex was like, should I show the Burlwood, what is it, Armoire? And you were like, no. And then she showed it 5 screens later.
That I meant to do. I wanted to show it so bad.
No matter what I say, when it comes to your content, you just...
Well, that's why I love it so much. So I have so much fun doing it. People are so mad that I'm not wrapping my food in saran wrap walking to the neighbor's house.
I think that's an absurd thing to be mad about.
What I laugh about, though, is I'm not...
Are they actually mad?
No, they're not actually mad.
It's a 30-second walk.
Well, and here's the thing: they're gonna eat the watermelon right then. I'm not gonna start wrapping it in saran wrap because of this. I just get the biggest kick out of it.
I mean, we got to go back. What about the microplastics that go from the saran wrap into the watermelon?
What do you guys want me to do? Kill the neighbors?
Did they get mad at Bubber eating the neighbor's watermelon?
Somebody was like, if I had a half-eaten watermelon without saran wrap, I'd be so mad. And I just wanted to be like, Karen, listen, reframe your mind. You have a sweet little baby. Winnie's also going to eat the watermelon, okay? I'm taking it to Winnie's mom and dad. They're so happy to have a watermelon. Sharing is caring. You can't be so negative.
I'm pretty sure the first piece they ate was the piece that Tate was eating.
Yeah,
They
it's so sweet.
don't
No,
care.
we don't. I'm just kidding. I just thought it was funny. Okay, let's get into the episode. Talking about number one, I went to a girls' dinner. And so we're going to talk about the girls' dinner, and then we're going to talk about how guys skew a bit lonelier than girls. Number one, like, I love my mom group here, my mom group's chat, and we're going to have them over on Sunday. And it's so nice to have, like, I mean, we just sat and talked about bedtimes, school, like, 'cause some of the kids are older, some are going to school, one kid's in another brother-in-law's class. Like, it's just this very sweet, like, you just kind of sit down, exhale, and chat. But one of the girls was talking about how, like, and it was just a casual conversation, but I was like, this is the most fascinating topic on the planet. Oh, there's two things here. Number one, it's the best push present, but number two, there's the FedEx Cup.
Okay.
And that's a golf tournament. And a guy named Tommy won it.
Okay.
Tommy's wife is, I think, 57. I think there's a 34-year age gap.
Okay.
Or 27-year age gap. There's a big age gap between the
Okay.
two. They have like a 2 or 3-year-old.
Okay.
And we were talking about, number one, how cool that is. But number two,
What's cool?
how cool that it is that she was able to have this baby. We don't know if she carried it or not. But what Taylor, who was sitting beside me, said was, did you know, so if a woman freezes her eggs at the age of 25, but then when she's 60, she still has her uterus, even if she's gone through menopause. So she can still house her eggs and carry them. So the problem is when you get older, you have less eggs. The eggs are the problem, but you can still carry it.
Okay.
So like a 70-year-old could be a surrogate.
Okay.
And so then we were looking into like the oldest egg ever born. And it was somebody that froze their eggs in 1994, just had the baby in 2025. Isn't that so cool? So it's an old egg that was just on ice, and then somebody carries it and has it.
I thought where you were going with this was that there was like a bigger, was that like her egg was older than the dad. I thought that's where you're going with it. Was that she's so much older than him? Like she's like 27 years old and he's 24 years old. Sorry, she's 27 years older. I didn't know you were going with it. You went from golf to
Well,
like,
that's what started the combo.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know how we got from golf to there.
We were like sitting there talking about it, and then we were like, wait, how cool. Like, what a win for women that they're able to do that. Like, you can freeze your eggs and then you can carry the baby later.
I'm so confused.
Okay, let me, do you want me to re-explain
how
it?
this all ties in.
Those were just two separate stories. This is how girls' dinners go.
Thank you, Jules. This is how girls' dinners go. Taylor and I,
I'm like waiting to find out what happened in the tournament.
No.
Like, did he win in
I
dramatic
think-
fashion? Is this his first win? Is it his 20th win?
No, I think
What's
one of the
Tommy's
girls,
last name?
Tommy, I don't know Tommy's last name. I forget. They all knew about the FedEx Cup. They were talking about it. And then one of them was like, okay, fascinating enough. The wife is like 52. I don't know how old the wife is. I forget. Can you tell me how old the wife is and what the age gap is?
And I'm just trying to think, is that egg thing that I even said, is that even like
Did I do a bad job telling this story?
So I've seen videos or articles about that where it's like, I've never seen it where the dad or whatever is older, but like where it's like a cousin or an uncle or something like that, and you're just like actually 25 years older than your uncle. Or I saw twin eggs, or not twins, but in the same batch, born 20 years apart.
Yeah, so I've seen that, and so I guess that's where I thought it was going. Is like she froze her eggs, and the eggs were frozen longer than he's been alive.
Well, that could be.
That's where I thought you were going with it.
Well, actually, that can't be.
So
because-
I needed to, because like my brain just went like in a pretzel there for a second.
And again, that's how girls' dinners go.
Okay, so I totally derailed what we got excited about at dinner, other than Tommy and his older wife.
She's 57.
She's 57 and he's 34.
There's a 23-year age difference.
So he's 34. And what another article I had read was he won some tournament and she wasn't there because she had so much paranoia about the perception of their age difference and people were judging her. And that made me really sad.
That's Very sad.
I was really upset to read that article because, you know, I think it's like so cool. Like love is love. And listen, a lot of times where I don't think it's fair is like there's a lot of older men married to younger women. And so why would we have any sort of stigma for an older woman married to a younger man? Like, just let it be.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was going to bring up the difference in when it's an older man, younger woman.
Yeah, and I think it's so cool that they were able to have a baby. And I think she's his manager. And I think the brother introduced them. I think. These are all I thinks. Because I was texting about it yesterday.
And sorry, because I did such a bad job following. So the exciting part of the story got to where?
What's so crazy is that
what's the crazy thing? That's
a woman can still, she can freeze her eggs.
Yeah.
And then 20 years later, she can still house them, carry them.
Okay.
Bring them to life.
Okay. Even though we don't know if this specifically did that.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay. And I don't want this to like come off like wrong in a sense like I'm actually trying to understand what we got excited about. So, okay, so she's 25.
It's kind of irrelevant about Tommy.
Okay, but like, yes, thank you. That's what.
Sorry.
So
the
let's
golfer's
go
a
to
bit
the case
irrelevant.
study. Let's go to the example. So, so a woman can be 25 years old. She can freeze her eggs, and then 40 years later,
carry them.
She can be 65 years old and carry the baby.
Totally.
Okay, that's amazing.
Even
that is
after,
amazing. Thank you.
Even
that's
after
amazing.
menopause.
That is crazy.
It's crazy.
That is crazy. We got there.
It's awesome.
We
that
landed
a woman,
the plane.
It's awesome that a woman can house the eggs. These girls' dinners, here's the thing, like I was thinking about it. Girls' dinners are so much fun because we were just like yapping away. And if you had inserted one guy, like I think our conversation would have been different. And so it's so fun to do the girls' dinners.
Is how I just did that frustrating, Jules?
No.
My inability, like how all over the place that was?
No, it's just like that's my brain, I guess, works on that wavelength, I guess, because I'm a girl.
It honestly probably is.
I was following completely.
I would have thought we were going to go like, that would have been a things we DM'd or things I learned this week. And yeah.
Well, I do have a things we DM'd for you on this note.
Okay.
Would you say life as a parent is just, well, nonstop? Yes, especially when it comes to mealtime. That's why I'm really excited about our next partner. They've made serving healthy meals way easier for me and way more enjoyable for Tate. And that is the most important thing because you guys, we now eat solids. So this podcast is sponsored by Nurture Life. It's 2025. Ask yourself this. Are you still feeding your kid like it's 2005? We've come a long way from that, you guys. Nurture Life is a meal delivery service that makes nutritious meals and snacks your kids actually want to eat while giving parents the support they need to. Nurture Life's whole menu is perfect for kids ages 10 months to 10 years old. Their fresh meals and snacks are delicious, nutritious, and fully cooked. That means they are ready to serve in just 1 minute, you guys, which is life-saving, especially when you're a new parent trying to figure out what do I feed them, but what do I do in the kitchen, but I don't have time. This is all done for you. So head to nurturelife.com/2parents and use promo code 2parents for 55% off your first order plus free shipping. That's right, 55% off plus free shipping. Once again, that's nurturelife.com/2parents and make sure you use our promo code 2parents. Even if you aren't a parent with young kids, you might have friends who struggle with mealtime. Make sure to share our code so our show gets the credit. Remember, put your little ones first with healthy meals from Nurture Life. So we are going to get to another things medium, but let's do one right now.
Okay.
Which is the world's first pregnancy robot just got announced. Okay. A Chinese company unveiled a humanoid robot with an artificial womb designed to carry a fetus for 9 months and give birth, priced at $14,000, far cheaper than surrogacy.
And that is wild. That is wild.
I don't know how they were able to replicate a womb inside of a robot.
Amazing how far science has come.
I have a couple of follow-up thoughts.
Okay, I'd love to hear them.
Okay, so it sparks some questions. Number
Yeah.
one, do artificial wombs liberate women from the biological burden of pregnancy or erase a fundamental human experience?
What do you think?
I'm so torn. I can argue it both ways. Being pregnant is tough It's hard mentally. It's hard physically. My big question is like some women have a very hard time getting pregnant, right? That's why IVF, that's why surrogacy, some of these things even exist. Does that liberate people from that window of like having to go through trying? Mm-hmm. You know? There's complications with pregnancy. It's hard on your body. So in that regard, does it alleviate it? Probably, you know. But then on the other side of it, it's like if we're not carrying babies anymore, you know, like what are we going to be doing? Are robots going to be doing everything for us? Are we even going to be thinking anymore, you know, in 50 years? I don't know. It's also a massive topic of conversation amongst the girls, right? Like my first pregnancy was like this. My third was like this. Now it's going to be like, you know, my robot. I don't know.
You're going to do the aluminum robot, the titanium robot. Are you going to do the 2025 robot model or the 2024 robot model at a discount?
I know. I don't know. And how many babies can one robot carry?
It's wild. I'm obviously a huge believer of choose the path that's best for you. And when you throw robots in the mix, that's definitely a whoa. Like, so when do we know when the first like actual live, I guess, how would you, whatever you'd call it, when the first live pregnancy in the robot's going to take place?
It says that the system could be unveiled as early as 2026.
I mean,
yeah, I think that if these go well, if like the first babies go through the robot pregnancy and come out as one would expect a baby to, I think you could see this become a very, very big part of our culture and how babies are created. Not created, but carried.
I think it's gonna result in an uptick, double, maybe not, if not triple, the amount. I mean, you hear a lot of women being like, "I wish I would have had 2 more kids, but I didn't love being pregnant."
Well, I'd love to run with that, because that feels like, obviously, that feels like one of the number one things we hear about why people don't have more kids.
It's hard.
And for us, like, we want to have 5.
4. When did this number? We don't know how many we want to have.
I'm firm on 5 at this moment.
At this
moment.
Feels
like,
sometimes you're like, what about just Bubber?
I love Bubber so much, but
she's the best.
But what we're saying is it feels like 5. It feels like the biggest hindrance to 5 is, and obviously, we want to be very sensitive to the ability to make it happen.
Yeah, well, God willing.
God willing, but is the toll it takes, and I totally I don't want to say I understand that, but I completely respect that, because I can never understand it as someone who cannot carry a child. And so
where I gain a lot of like, where I like it is it can be so hard to conceive. So if this can solve that, that's so helpful.
Love that. Like, totally. Yes. It is such a big issue in today's society that if this can help that, amazing. And if it can also help the toll that pregnancy takes on women, I love that. It is a wild development if it ends up being successful.
But my question is, then there's going to be on the other side of it, like the woman does feel so connected to the baby, and they say a lot of times the dad like doesn't have that connection when the baby first comes out, right? Because like the mom's maybe been feeling the baby kick, birthed the baby, like that's a whole human process that's indescribable, and
yeah, but
it's the best experience ever that I've ever felt, right? So
yeah, but there's a lot of there's IVF and there's adoption, and so that isn't like a requisite part of having a child.
No, not at all, but my point was, I'm saying if you do that route, I wonder if some women will still opt to carry the baby for that feeling.
Yeah, I'm sure that women will still carry babies. This will just be a new potential route.
How far away do you think we are from robots carrying babies like normally?
Well, considering that I just found out about this 15 minutes ago, I would say I really don't have any form of well-educated view on it. My take is more so, wow, like I can't believe this is where we're at in society today, and I hope that like if this can either alleviate challenges around people getting pregnant or challenges that pregnancy has on women, that's incredible. Mm-hmm. In terms of how adopted it is and how far away we are from mainstream adoption. I think if it can prove to carry and produce healthy babies, I think it will become a pretty large part of society, because then, you know, the challenges of having a big family, you know, turn a lot more either financial or, you know, the emotional toll of having so many children, and it removes a very large factor of the equation.
I just wonder how they'll turn out. Like, you can't, if it produces healthy babies, fine, but like what if the babies like are serial killers in 30 years because they didn't have...
Great point, Jules. We're not in our lifetime, we're not going to be able to see that baby even turn, you know, 70. So we do need to see the first case study of it being born 10, 20, 30, 40. But you know, what if at 25 it just like immediately turns into a robot itself?
I guess to wrap this segment with a final question. If this technology was available tomorrow, and it had proven out that 100 healthy babies had been born, would you sign up to use it?
No. 100? No. There's still so much time for
What
things.
is the number?
I would need 1,000. No, I would need 100,000 babies to have been born.
Okay.
And I would need to have known that they have all turned 50.
So then, to answer, in our lifetime,
I will not be doing it.
we will not be doing it.
But I can always change my mind, because I think a lot of people are a lot smarter than we are. So that's also true. So I don't know. Too soon to tell. How many babies would you need the robot to have successfully carried in our lifetime for you to feel comfortable with it?
1,000 feels like not enough. 100,000 feels like more than enough proof points. I think to me, it's let's call it 10,000 babies and tracked healthy through the age of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, that's fair. That you might see in our lifetime. I think you could see that in 5 years, 10 years. I think you never know.
Yeah. That's like intuitively just what feels like it would make sense. Nothing more to it.
Okay, I'm going to move us on from the girls' dinner to the male loneliness epidemic.
No, you missed the best push present.
I did. Thank you so much, Harrison. Okay. Also at the girls' dinner, we were talking about the best push present. And one of the girls, Taylor, again, was like, okay, I have like, I don't know who told her this, but she said an underrated best push present is a stylist, a wardrobe stylist, and then also like a set amount of outfits. So you could do it with your husband. You could be like, I want 3 outfits once, you know, I'm 6 months postpartum, okay? Because here's what we all noticed postpartum. Like, colors that looked good on us were different. Like, your body changed. Your clothes fit you differently. So to have somebody, like, instead of going on a trip or something, like, you have somebody come over, make you feel good, and say, go through your closet with you, and then say, here's some new outfits.
I think the only way this works is if the guy is given kind of the heads up, this is what I want beforehand. Because, like, I think if a lot of guys showed up postpartum being like, here's a wardrobe stylist, it could be interpreted as, you don't like how I dress? And like,
No. I think girls should give I want this.
Yeah.
No, it's not for the guy to decide.
Yes.
It's for the girls to send him this episode or this clip and say, hey, great idea.
Exactly. Because like, I love the idea if you tell me that's what you want.
Yeah.
I think I will get in a lot of trouble if I just showed up and suggested
Here's
that.
the other thing. I think this is a push present for a second, third, fourth, not your first baby. Because your first baby, you have no idea you want this. But afterwards, I truly looked at some outfits that I loved wearing before. And I was like, I would try on these jeans and be like, these fit me completely different. And so now with the second one, I know like that would be a really good present. So then I thought of some other ones.
Okay, let's hear.
Okay, so the first one is something with the birthstone. Like Bubber's a sapphire.
Amazing.
So like little sapphire earrings I thought would be like really cute. Or you could do like a little necklace. And then if you have, let's say you have a third baby or a second baby or a third baby, you could add to them. Like you could make the sapphire could be like a droop then, or you could add little pendants.
Yeah, and what I love about that is I find like a guy in the jewelry store, like at least you're often just kind of like, there's so many options, what direction you go, to be able to like zero in on, hey, I want to do something sapphire oriented, because it's like picking up just like a random necklace or like random earrings. It's like finding the story behind it is just so hard, and through adding the birthstone, it really just brings that together. So I think that totally lands. I think for a lot of occasions.
A lot of what? Oh, occasions, not vacations. Yeah, I think the birthstone, and they're unique. And then they tell a story. People usually will say, "Oh, is that your birthstone?" You'll say, "No, it's my baby's birthstone." Okay, so then I have a third one, but it's kind of like two parts.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do a 3 and a 4. The third one is like so random, and I think you're gonna be like, "Why would you want that?" But it's a bed makeover.
Okay.
Because your sleep becomes so important, and women spend a lot of time in bed. Like they say, I don't remember exactly what it is, but like the first 2 weeks you're in the bed, the third week you're around the bed.
Okay.
Right? You remember you're supposed to just take a couple steps a day.
Yeah.
And I think making your bed your sanctuary is something that, like, so new sheets, new comforter, new bedding, like new pillows. You put candles around it. And then that's great for the first year.
Yeah.
Like your bed is something that I've never regretted spending money on sheets, right?
Yeah.
So I love that idea. And then number 4 is pajamas, a robe, house shoes with a spa gift card. So you start to wear the pajamas, the robes, and the house shoes right then. And then your spa gift card is like tabled for a month after. Because getting your first massage or facial, because oftentimes it's like your first thing you go do by yourself. I remember I went and got my first hydrofacial. And I was just like so excited to go and do it.
Those are really good.
I don't know if they're non-traditional though. The bedding I think is non-traditional.
I think those are.
The spa one might be obvious.
I think those are all awesome and something to store.
Cozy Earth is on a mission to transform your 5 to 9 into a sanctuary, because where you sleep is the most important thing, as we talk about in this episode. And you know how every home has that one spot that you think about throughout the day? You know what you should make that? Your bedroom. Make it the coziest place on earth, you guys. They have their bamboo sheets, which I cannot stop raving about. They're temperature regulating, guaranteed to give you a comfortable night's sleep. They're made from viscose from bamboo. They naturally wick away heat and moisture from your body, helping you sleep several degrees cooler, which is what everybody wants. There's also the bamboo cuddle blanket, oh my gosh, which we just got, and I have it draped over our couch in the basement. It is the most cuddliest blanket ever, and it is perfect for fall. So I promise you are not going to want to miss out on that. There's also a risk-free purchase. There's a 100-night sleep trial, so you can try them out. And if you don't love them, you can return them hassle-free. But I promise you won't want to. And there's a 10-year warranty, because once you feel this level of comfort, you'll want it to last a decade. Head to CozyEarth.com and use our promo code 2parents for up to 40% off. That's CozyEarth.com, promo code 2parents. And if you get a post-purchase survey, make sure to let them know you heard about Cozy Earth right here, because your bed should be more than a place to sleep. It should be your happy place, and Cozy Earth makes that possible. Here's another one. If you can find somebody, like we have this girl, Taylor, in Austin, and she does meal prepping. If you can find somebody around your city, and she drops off lactation cookies, bone broth, all these things that are really nutritional for postpartum women, if you can find somebody like that and have them cook a couple meals, I think that's a slam dunk too.
Yeah, I mean, you've obviously loved when she's dropped off. I think, and so finding that type of a person can be great. I think another way to do it could be like turning your kitchen into a restaurant. And so what I mean by that is like every day you wake up and you create like menus, and you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you have like 3 options for both. And then you walk upstairs, and then your partner can pick what they want for each meal. And then you go to the store and buy it, prep it, and
I
serve
love it. I absolutely love it. And you can do like warm cookies, milk.
You can have like late night snack as
Yes.
a section.
Yeah, because like you're at home and it's such a fun time, but really like leaning into cooking because the food is so specific, especially so not everybody's breastfeeding or their milk's not coming in, right? Because some people don't choose to do that or they can't do that. Obviously, I'll just speak from my specific experience where mine was coming in. I was so hungry. I wanted a ton of protein, but I also wanted a ton of sweets.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I love about it is you can like adjust for cravings. Like maybe
Totally.
like, you want a P. Terry's burger one night. And so you could have like, do you want a homemade burger or do you want a P. Terry's burger?
So much fun to do. Yeah, and I ate a lot of meals in bed. Okay, so now we're gonna transition from the girls' dinner to the male loneliness epidemic. Okay.
Okay.
And do you know what the male loneliness epidemic is? I'll tell you.
Thank you.
Okay, the male loneliness epidemic is the rising trend of men reporting fewer or no close friends and struggling with deep connection as compared to 20 years ago. So there was this clip where they were talking about how if a woman is widowed,
Yeah.
she doesn't suffer from loneliness. Like she still has her girlfriends, okay?
Suffer from loneliness in the same way.
In the same way. But if it happens to a man where his wife dies, he oftentimes finds himself far more lonely because he doesn't have his close friends or guys around them. And I think that's a result of men not being vulnerable. Where I think this is going to be hard for you to understand, I think you're more vulnerable with your friends than I am. I see you having these conversations on the phone where I'm just like, what? Like you're so in touch with your feelings and you're so good at communicating them, as are your friends.
Thank you.
So I think that what I said could have just been like, what?
Like intuitively, it makes sense that this epidemic is going on and that this is happening to a lot of guys. I definitely feel fortunate that I don't fit in this bucket, and I'm super appreciative and thankful for like my friends and the community around me as to I'm very appreciative to have the friends I have.
I'm going to lead us here a bit, okay?
Okay.
So the thing is, like, I have learned a lot from you and watched you and observed you, and I'm going to talk through that a bit with us. But there's this saying, which is like, when you're yourself, you give people permission to be themselves as well. Mm-hmm. And I think that saying also applies to when you're vulnerable and share your vulnerabilities, it gives people permission to do the same. And when you're open and you're honest, then they meet you and they're also open and honest, okay? One area that I love about you is you're really in touch with your feelings, and your family's very good about sharing their feelings, and you're very good about it with your friends. Like calling and saying, hey, I'm having a hard time with XYZ. And I don't know if you can tap into why that is, but it's encouraged me to do it with my friends.
Okay. Thank you very much. One.
You're welcome.
Something just kind of went off as to the dynamic of how this plays out.
Okay.
Because I think like with longtime friends, right, whether it's like a Gideon or a Ben or a Costa or a Char, whoever, like we've been friends for so long and we've shared so much along the way that like it's, I think it's, and there's so much history there that I think it's like less relevant to how you develop deeper connections with new people that you've met in life. Like
no, it's more relevant.
It's more relevant to
current, because
exactly,
anybody
to
can
like
start
neighbor
today.
T.
Exactly, to the guy neighbor.
And so if I look at the meaningful relationships I've made in the past 2 years, what's the difference between the people that I've bonded with and the people that I haven't bonded with? And I think that like naturally one thing that happens with me is I'll spend time with people, and I think as I spend time with people, like I am a share. And if I share, and I'll share something about how I'm feeling or a view I have, and when it feels like that really lands and they digest it and they share back, that then allows us over time to go deeper and deeper and deeper. Versus if I share something and it feels like I'm just kind of, it's not being like, it's not landing or it's not returning, then those are the relationships that really stay surface level. And so like, I think that the reason why Neighbor T and I have developed the relationship that we have is just like over time, I've shared, he shared back, I've shared more, and so on and so forth. And now I feel like he has a deep understanding of my life and the way I think. And I have a deep understanding of his life and the way he thinks.
So let me try and understand this. Let's say the person is a father.
Yeah.
You'll share something vulnerable about fatherhood. If he kind of dismisses that or is like, oh, we don't really have that. We just got a really good baby. Just got a great one. Then you're like, okay, he might have a hard time going vulnerable. Or if you share something vulnerable about work with him, and he's like, yeah, I don't know, it's not. Then you're like, okay, we're not going to be able to go layer deeper, and that's not a problem. But you're able to say that. But what you do first, you kind of say, I go first. I share first, and I see how they receive it. Based on that, I'm able to keep going.
Yeah, work is a very, very good one because. And it's one that often I love to share a challenge of what we'll be going through. And
hold on, work is a good one because it involves a lot of guys' ego, and it's where you can separate very quickly ego versus confidence.
Yes. And no matter how successful your business is, there's always going to be challenges that you're dealing with.
No question. It's not sunshine and rainbows for everybody.
And so I love talking about challenges, and I love hearing how people respond to those challenges. And do they respond by sharing similar challenges that they're going through and speaking about how they navigated them? Or do they like really come back with, as you alluded to, like, are they dismissing it and just talking about their successes, or are they trying to gain a better understanding of what you're talking through, or what you're going through? So, I think that you nailed it there.
But I think what you're also talking about is applicable to a lot of girls too, and you've taught me to do this. Toss the first ball out there and see, like, share a vulnerability with motherhood, with work, with friendships, right?
Yeah.
Do not confuse it with gossip about somebody, because I love this saying, gossip is a false sense of bonding, right? Like, you can't go to a girl and bitch about another friend. That's the word. Like, that's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about saying, like, hey, I'm really struggling with XYZ, and seeing how they receive it, and seeing if they meet you there, if they lift you up, if they're able to be vulnerable themselves, if they're able to be like, okay, meeting it with curiosity. I love, well, okay, so this is what you're seeing on your socials. Okay, well, here's what we're understanding with our podcast, XYZ. Experience sharing.
Totally.
Like, I love it. And then you're able to say, hey, they're just confident in themselves. They don't have an ego around it.
Totally. And it's like, this is where I'm like wondering, do I go into more detail, or do they then get in trouble for over explaining the situation?
Well, let me just ask you this, like, so with this, so let's take it back to the male loneliness epidemic, where, guys don't have close friends. They're saying 20 years ago, guys had a lot more close friends versus now they don't have a lot of close friends. Why do you think that is? Why do you think 20 years ago, guys had close friends, they were able to be vulnerable with them, versus today, they're not as much?
I think that if you go pre-social media, the comparative nature of you versus someone else was very different. And so I think that there's probably a deeper level of comfort you could build with people, and that level of comfort was determined by what the in-person interaction was like versus, all right, how do they represent themselves
totally
broadly online?
Totally.
That could be part of it, but I'm not sure. I'm sure there's more to it.
I do like what you shared, though, because I do think you're the exception to the rule on this one. And in turn, like, you've taught me a lot about friendships, which I appreciate. So thank you for that. You're good at being vulnerable, and I know you're going to feel awkward now. So
you've helped me in so many ways.
Okay, not required. Ready? We're going to move on to things we DM'd.
Okay.
So we did the robots.
Yeah.
But then the second thing that we DM'd each other was that women didn't used to shave their legs, but Gillette put out a false advertisement back in the day saying how silk and smooth is the new feminine. Because they looked at it and they said, okay, men shave their face, but women can't grow beards. And we need to tap into the other 50% of the population. So what are we going to tell them to shave? And they were like, underarms and legs.
This, to me...
That's why we started shaving.
...has to be one of the most well-executed marketing campaigns of all time.
Okay, so it's... And what they're saying is it's one of the most famous examples of how advertising can literally reshape culture.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, marketing reshaping consumer behavior is like... It is, I actually, and like, I would love to try and identify, a marketing campaign that has affected consumer behavior more than this.
Yeah, so it started in the 1900s, and basically they said it was a European trend where women were starting to shave.
Okay.
And it was feminine to be silk and smooth. And by the 1960s, 98% of women started shaving. Like, they just bought in and they were like, okay. And
so this took them 60 years? This is a 60-year campaign?
Well, apparently. I mean, I don't know what part of it. It's saying the early 1900s. I don't know.
Okay.
And but by the 1960s, yeah, women had started shaving. And look, we're still shaving today.
Amazing.
So it's like pretty incredible.
I feel like that used to be a thing that would happen all the time. So yeah, they're doing it in Europe, but now with social media, you're like, oh, they're doing it in Europe, and the Europeans will be on there like, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. But the only other thing I can think of that's even close is this, nut milk is bad, or dairy milk is bad for you. Drink nut milk. The gluten-free movement, the low sugar movement.
What do you mean? I totally disagree. I think there's massive merit to the low sugar movement. I think there's massive merit to the gluten-free movement. I think the nut milk movement, that and the whole like the fake vegetarian stuff, that was a well executed one.
Well, my larger point though is like this diet shifting culture, because like that's the only other thing where people in such mass waves will stop. Like got milk. Okay, they were saying got milk's a really big one because so many people stopped drinking dairy milk.
Yeah.
And then it was like, why did we do that? We all just blindly decided oat milk was better for you. Oat milk has the same ingredients as packaged icing.
Yeah. No. And so I'm totally with you on the anti-dairy pro nut milk movement with all the crap that.
But it's not as big as shaving. 98% of people didn't just shift their milk.
And it's faded. Like, it feels like people are very much now moving back to natural foods, and so that felt like more of a blip in the radar. Jules, it looks like you're about to say something.
Well, I searched because I just was curious if there were others that are like so strong, and this list of 10, I think all of them are duds besides the first one, which is De Beers Diamonds.
I was going to
are
say
forever.
Diamonds have to be a massive one.
It says De Beers convinced the world that true love required a diamond, single-handedly creating a modern engagement ring tradition.
Oh,
yeah.
The engagement ring tradition. That I totally agree with, because I would say everyone's adapted that.
Right.
Oh, that is a really good one.
Yeah, the other ones are kind of lame. Like
yeah.
Listerine, Marlboro.
Yeah.
Apparently. No, I'm going to move on.
Like the smoking one doesn't count because it was a scientific thing that was like it causes cancer, but like shaving was something people opted in to do. Buying a diamond ring was something people opted in to do.
Yeah, and became the total standard.
The total norm. Wow. Okay, that's so juicy. All right, now the other thing we're going to do is our Bicker of the week.
Okay.
Which is, can you turn left on a red light from a two-way street to a one-way street?
No, it's can you turn left on a red light from a one-way street
to a one-way street.
To a one-way street.
The answer to that is yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
But the example outside the office, that's a two-way street. That's a one-way street.
That is a one-way street.
That's a two-way street to a one-way street.
It's a modified one-way street. There's no one that ever goes down the other way.
That doesn't count. That's still, he already knows he's wrong. So wait, Jules put him in the law.
When I made the argument, I thought it was a one-way street.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was a two-way street.
The actual
Okay.
law in Texas is you can legally turn left on a red light only from a one-way street onto another one-way street, but only after making a complete stop, checking for oncoming traffic and pedestrians, and yielding to the right-of-way.
I think this is a great clarification of the driving law.
But I didn't even know that. I didn't know you could ever turn left on a red light.
This is a great example of like it was like if we were in like a legal battle where like you won the court case, but you won it off a technicality because I thought I was arguing one way left onto one way left. I didn't realize the street that we were talking about had a second you could go both ways on because it's a side street.
And where I just lucked out was, in general, I didn't think you could ever turn left on a red light. So it's a bit of like a false something.
All right. So.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's a good point. We have to go take family photos. We love you guys very much, and thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Two Parents in a Podcast, powered by Just Media House. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, rate, and review. Stay connected on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook at Two Parents in a Pod. Welcome to our home. Sorry it's so messy. New episodes every Thursday.